Blah 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 blah. What's up, y'all? What's good? What's up? This is the Peace Dealer. It's been a while since we've done a weekly live horoscope. We're here, y'all. Congratulations. Um, this is just really surreal. This is just really surreal. Shout out to those of you on the light side of consciousness. There is no need to polarize life in just light and dark, as we have both of these within us. But I'm talking about my spiritual warriors who've been fighting the good fight. We've been deceiving the dark deceptively. And I want to carry forth a channeled message that another sister in the light has definitely, nailed on. And personally hearing this, it's something that we've all been channeling for a while, especially those of you a part of the 144,000. We out here. So just keep in mind, like, a lot of you have purposefully been allowing the dark forces and the dark side to you've been giving them the impression that their dark attacks have been working. A lot of you have been going through delays and really experiencing certain things not necessarily occur the way you would have imagined. And all this is shifting and switching. Uranus retrograde is allowing us to take all the genius we've had and integrate it. There's a whole Lucy drive of universal knowledge coursing through your DNA, and it's going to take some time to really understand all the stuff you can do with this super mega complex smartphone where you've literally just been using like 5% maybe. And this isn't an analogy to your brain capacity. This isn't like you only use 10% of your brain. That whole thing is like we're stepping on a whole nother level concerning that, in the sense where, congratulations, your superpowers are unleashing. Okay. Keep this in mind. I do have in my instant go, which the link is down below, a super natal chart reading. So if you want to know how the first 5 personal planets up to Mars actually influence any superpowers or abilities you have, I do have that reading. It's a written report, so I'll definitely type something very useful to you. But other than that, it's important to know that some of you have gone through that dark night of the soul. Like, some of you definitely have felt that you have been really stepping into a different relationship with certain forces that may antagonize you. The deception here is realizing that most of what they've been doing didn't really hurt as much as it seemed. Some of you are literally about to just shrug off a lot of trauma and negativity that was in your way, thinking that it kind of did more damage than it has. All right. Shout out to those of you who joined the ceremony as well. That was a signal. That was a signal to really step into this light, because literally that we're about to step into Jupiter and Sagittarius. Light is about to show out. So I really just want you to relax. Like, we're in victory. Energetically, this is a huge deal, because for you to even believe, it's not that you believe in what you believe. It's not, and it has nothing to do with beliefs as much as it's not that you've maintained your authenticity. It's not as simple as just that. You have shown the way. Like, you have definitely been in a position through your behavior and the patterns that you've developed, ingrained neural pathways that allow you to channel so much more flawlessly. It's been a very subtle effect of how well you've been able to use your own superpower, and this is unleashing this week, to where it's like, wow, I didn't realize this is the effect of what I have been manipulating causality with simple things you think, with simple things you feel, say, and do. And this is going to unleash at a greater level, to where this is going to be awesome. Remember, shout out to William who feels limitless. Remember, I showed you in the other ceremony, Peter Parker realizing how he unleashes his technique, and Gohan, not even realizing the inner power was already unlocked within him while the Supreme Kai was doing that. You know what I mean? As we shift outside of Cancer season towards Virgo season, the abstract quality of your perception of your power is translating into a literalness that you can analyze, and very complexly so. So I don't have to use analogies. We can look to your real life. Seriously, we can look to real life experiences. Many of you are experiencing synchronicities that are 3 times as potent as you experienced as soon as 2 years ago, when the synchronicities were already powerful. So it's like you're experiencing 2 years worth of synchronicities in weeks. And so much of that can be moving at a God speed that your consciousness may not be aware of. Neil Tyson deGrasse has actually geniusly spoken of how higher dimensions may exist, but your perception or your actual senses may not be able to perceive them. This is why with Uranus retrograding, it's like the Godspeed energy that was physically manifesting at a body language level is now kind of slowing down. That was physically, it's now it's not really even slowing down, but now it's integrating. The Uranus retrograde transit, which I will talk about on the 15th, the Uranus retrograde transit in a lot of ways is very indicative of, well, first of all, it's a super conscious soul invasion. This is where we're going to start to see aliens begin to invade those who don't know themselves as well as they should. And what I mean by that is, if you don't know you're super conscious, then anyone can just say they're an archangel. Even me, like, I have to be held accountable. I can't just be out here saying I'm Archangel Michael. You know what I'm saying? It's something that I'm going to have to show with my actions. And especially when we take into account your relationship with a lot of these higher beings, Uranus retrograde is going to take these abstract concepts and condense and simplify them to where you can really understand, because it's going to go back into Aries and then it's going to go back into Taurus. And we're going to, over the next few months, be revisiting things that we always knew, but up until now, it's like you had to realize, oh snap, like I really do have these powers. Now Uranus is retrograding and it's actually showing you like, yo, this is how you were using it. This is how you're using it. So up until now, everything that you've been doing at God's speed, that some of you, that's why being a sun in Sagittarius or a moon in Sagittarius or a moon or sun in Capricorn or a moon and sun in Aquarius and Pisces is a big deal. Because once you progress out of Scorpio into Sagittarius, people with their sun there, they can perceive Godspeed. Like that's the God consciousness realm. You have Libras that can think in Godspeed. And it's a lot more powerful for the sun there. This is what gives Virgo their edge. Like they're between that, but they're not basic. So it's like, not everyone is Sagittarius where they can see Godspeed. So like they can see how they snap their finger, and then they can see the causality of how the energy dispersed. That's why they're crazy, by the way. That's why Sag is crazy, because like they're in the pulse, like they're living magic. And then they can see energies and they can see pulses and waves all within a moment. You know what I'm saying? Aquarius is coming from knowledge of it already happening in the future. So this is very complex. There are certain things they can't say that they see, because A, you'll think they're weird. B, it's not your business. C, it's very complex. Sometimes you can't really say it because it'll mess up with the causality. As a Gemini, I'm not really aware of this. Like my consciousness as a sun in Gemini is so basic. I just live in the realm in my mind. So like the most offensive thing you could ever say to a Gemini is, you live in your head, get out your head. Like, Geminis are not supposed to get out their heads. Like, we live there, we progress out of there. What looks like a stuckness is us representing that mental realm. But people from higher realities could probably see it get out, but it's not meant to. Just like you, Cancer, you live in that emotional realm. You're supposed to be in feelings, whether you want to or not. Like, it's a dimension we represent. Keep in mind, with that whole analogy of the 144,000, where you're having 12,000 of each tribe of, Israel, those 12 tribes are an analogy for the 12 zodiac signs. So that's where the 12 zodiac signs come through, 12,000 from each sign. And you have to think they're twin flames. But before I get into that, for those of you, like I said, I'm not at that Godspeed vibration. So I will say things, but I'm not going to be as keenly aware as the causality of what I say and think. This is why Sagittarius is our partner sign, because Sagittarius can see a Gemini say something and they can immediately see the causation, which is why if they couldn't, Gemini would be getting away with all sorts of stuff. You feel me? It's the same way with Virgo and Pisces. So keep that in mind, because a lot of how you really tap into what you've been doing at Godspeed is what's going to be shown through this Uranus retrograde, where we're tapping back everything you've effectively manifested. This is why this week with the Mercury retrograde, this is allowing you to reshift a lot of who you are giving your energy to. Like, there's certain people, shout out to Wish a Mother Woods. Like, there's certain, the whole notion of this week in a nutshell with the retrograde and everything shifting, you're going to realize, whoa, I've been giving certain people the benefit of the doubt that I have to turn up on. So like, a lot of you are going to really gain courage and bass in your voice, and certain forces that you had to come at cordially, you're about to turn the fire up on. Galactically, a lot of people are not tolerating certain influences that they dead ass had to, because we were in that blending karmic chapter. So it's setting boundaries and it's taking your power back, because like, there are dark forces and people who are manipulating you and pushing your buttons. And this week it's like, no. And this is where the deception from the light came in to protect, to where it's like, a lot of you purposefully gave the impression that the people manipulating you are sending you psychic attack, that it was hurting, but you're about to do a full counter. You were actually biding your time and energy, especially if a lot of Taurus fixed sign energies did this the most. It's like, you were actually biding time. You were letting people say what they want to say, because what this did is it made you bait. It allowed people who thought they can prey on your energy to come out the shadows. And so now that they're out the shadows, you're about to be like, psych, this never hurt at all. Now I know who you guys are, because if I didn't know who you guys are, if I didn't make myself bait, some of you would have acted like you were my friends. When I glow up, baby, because see, now this is going to be the week you guys start glowing up. And when you glow up, you can act accordingly, because people have come out and shown, this is so important, because some of you are about to glow up, and then some of these same people who have shown you their true colors because you've stayed consistent, now if you didn't do it that way, they would have came like they were your friends. Here's a great analogy. A lot of you, energetically or physically, you're just going to come into like $5 million. You're about to cop a new crib. You're about to cop a new car. You know what I'm saying? And this is where some of you literally had to go through that dark night of the soul. For those of you who went through the dark night of the soul, this is why. For those of you who got alienated, this is why, because God couldn't bless some of you because you were not around the right people, like at all, like you. That's why now all the planets are retrograding. Chiron's going back to Aries. I mean Pisces. Uranus is going back to Aries. Mars is starting off the week back in Capricorn. So that's a G check. We are starting the week off Mars retrograde 29 degrees Capricorn. That's like, run that. Like, give me back all my power. Like, literally, there's a dark entity in the form of other people's opinions you cared about. That's a weight on your soul. That's a shackle. Other people who outright took your power, right? It was literally sealing you. So I want to show you a video. This video is an analogy of what a facet of your power did. Your own shadow had to suppress your power. Oh, wait. Your own shadow had to suppress your power out of protection. Actually, I realize this is actually, I won't show you that because they don't have the anime for that. But basically, there's certain people who have been taking your energy, and Mars is you literally taking it back. But not like taking your power, like G checking, like you're about to unleash this power, and it's literally like we're starting the week with you revisiting all the old stuff. Because when you were walking into Chiron and Aries, when you were walking into Uranus and Taurus, there's a certain perspective that you had where it's like, these are who I'm messing with. Or it's literally like, okay, this is what I think my power is. Or here's a better understanding. I'm going to use my power for this group. And then you go into the sign and then you realize with your power, oh, wait, this actual group is actually plotting against you. This is an extreme example. It's not going to apply to everybody. So it's like now the retrograde happens and it's like, oh, wait, I can't do it for this group now. Now I'm going to do it for myself, which is a lesson. Or it's like, oh, now I actually have to change how I thought about certain things. Oh, that makes sense why my intuition felt this way about certain people. Some of you already knew. Okay, so it's like you're now going to fix everything. This is readjusting. It's like, oh, you're a scrub. You're a scumbag. You're actually a friend. I thought you were an enemy. You're actually a friend. Oh no, you need to leave my life. And now, once this goes direct again, it's like everything's in gear. So we're starting this with the power. Yvonne Byrne asked a great question. This has honestly been going on for the past 3 years, but this specifically is shifting gears. Why? Let's put this in context. You had to go in like that because you had to close out karmic cycles with people. So now that we've had the full moon in Leo, right, or the new moon in Leo, and we're starting a new karmic cycle, now we're adjusting. And some don't like to hear the truth. You guys have to understand there's certain people who have literally written you off and have banked on the fact, or maybe have bet off the fact that you were never going to reach a certain level of success. So Spirit had to protect you. Spirit had to put a veil over their eyes and make it look like the struggles you were going through finished you. They had to make it look like you were only going to get a certain level. They had to undermine your success. Now, and I mean N-O-W, now the illusion is going to release. It's not like you are going to do anything special. You have done the hard work, but the illusion was you couldn't see the results. So your intuition, right? And I'm referencing Neptune retrograde that has been sextiling Pluto retrograde. Well, this week it's going to trine Jupiter. So as the inversion spell releases, they're going to be horribly mad. And this is why you guys cannot take this personal. There are a lot of insecure people around you who look at you and they see you reflecting back at them, if they believe themselves. So them suppressing you is them suppressing the part of themselves inside that doesn't want to believe, if this makes sense. So you being successful is going to make them infuriated because they have to literally be in denial just to admit that you are not at a certain level. And this happens energetically too. This is the whole Helga syndrome, where energetically there's some people that actually like you. And I don't mean in a black or white like way. It's a conscious choice to hate somebody. Otherwise, your energy is just going to show love. So at a certain psychological level, certain people don't want to acknowledge that you are in some capacity a good person, that you are in some capacity successful. So that's why they have to make it black and white in their head. It's literally denial. Some of these people are college graduates. Some of these people are very popular people. Some of these people seemingly are intelligent, but they're really stupid and they're really insecure and they're really bitter. So this is where that hostility is coming from. It's nothing you have to take seriously or personally, because the light in your vessel is exposing their darkness. And people are going to be big mad because, listen, the darkness in their hearts and the denial has to actively reinforce in their heads that you're a complete failure. Because if they acknowledge on any level that you actually are successful to some capacity, it destroys the denial that they have, that they literally had to build. This applies to so much stuff. Basic racism, sexism, prejudice is built off of this, to where people are mentally ill and they have to create lies, they have to create gossip, they have to create a narrative to where they literally have to convince themselves, oh, this person isn't smart, this person is a failure, when you keep on showing them over and over, nah, I've been killing it. And this is the illusion that's going to release, where the work that you've done for years is just going to be. So this is important here, my friends. A lot of you are about to be glowing up. A lot of you are about to experience great success, but it's important that you know this is not overnight. It's the illusion around it that, and this is how it's an illusion. Most of you guys could see how what you were doing was helpful, but for some people, it's like they just couldn't see, right? The reason why they couldn't see is out of their insecurity. If certain people knew where you would go, if certain people were more threatened by the success, they would get in your way. They would talk to certain people and make them think a certain thing. Now the illusion is going to go away, and all the results, all the people, for example, those of you who've been doing readings for people, the illusion is going to go away. Now all the people who you've been reading for are going to come around and be like, yo, the word of mouth is spreading, where the results of your success is going to help. And like William Howe said, they already did that. In some cases, a lot of people have tried to block your blessings. This eclipse is going to have it reverse this. Now, now listen here. I promise you this. This is not like a prophecy. This is not necessarily like a empty promise where it's like, this is going to happen. This is mathematical fact. Okay, the whole purpose of the quincunx between Saturn and Pluto with the North Node in Leo is that karma is reversing. Some of you have literally had roads and doors blocked because outside of your awareness, some people have twisted others' perception of you. Now, because Saturn is in Capricorn, this is going to backfire based on them not having integrity. Let me be honest, because once again, this is not just black and white. It's not just that if people block doors, they're in the wrong. Some people are out of integrity. Do you feel what I mean? This is all Saturn. This is all fact. This is all scientific. This is not conjecture. This is in the skies, as above, so below. So if you are a child rapist, you see where I'm getting at? If you're really a child rapist and you molest underage women, and then somebody else goes to where they can get success, and they're like, you guys shouldn't mess with that person because they're a child rapist, they're a child molester, they're blocking that door. So Saturn in Capricorn is now this week gonna look at that person and be like, you made claims about somebody that have to be true, and they're gonna look at that person and be like, oh, okay, this person actually is a child rapist, so the doors are blocked, okay? Now, if it comes through that the person wasn't a child rapist, if it comes through that the person who was blocking the doors is on the wrong and they were lying, this is where it's going to backfire. Their credibility gets toasted. This is why I've been saying nothing can stop you if you walk with integrity. The universe will always have your back. Dark forces work through deceptions and illusions. The way dark forces work is they can't handle the truth. So they work around to alter perception, but that only works for so long. So for those of you who've been walking your truth, for those of you who've been walking your talk, living your truth, and living with integrity, it's not to say that you're without fault, because there's certain things that you may not have done that, you know, rid you of some fault that are going to make you just super perfect. Not that you have to be. The point is, you walk your talk. You are about to get justified. A lot of you are about to be exonerated of stuff that you didn't even know you had to be exonerated from because you're just so busy living your truth. You're going to have a lot of people this week come out and be like, hey, what's good, man? I used to think you were a scumbag, but then I actually did my research and I saw that the stuff people are saying about you is not at all true compared to what I see. And that can only happen because you're just busy living your truth. You're not out here being something, saying something that you're not. You know what I'm saying? And in a lot of cases, most of you are going to be like, wow, I didn't even know that was being said about me, because it's petty. It's something below you that doesn't matter, okay? Now, trust me when I say there is an insurrection happening. A lot of people who follow pop culture trends, a lot of people who follow what's cool is just because and solely because they want to fit in. And that's literally about it. One moment. And that's literally about it. So keep this in mind, because you're going to start to see a lot of double agents surface. They're going to be, the name of the game now is you're going to see people coming from behind the surface be like, hey, I low-key like what you do, but I'm not in a platform to where I can openly talk about it. So, you know, that's kind of why I've been looking at your stuff down low. And this applies to a lot of stuff too. This could sound like this is just applying to spirituality. This is outside of that. It's really you core of who you are. So trust me, for those of you who are feeling negative, because for those of you who have a strong Neptune contacts, if you have Neptune or Uranus on your sun or moon or Pluto, you're not schizophrenic. You can actually hear other people's thoughts and feelings. There's telepathic connectivity that's evolving throughout the collective consciousness. And all you guys are awesome, by the way. I love doing this because you guys are amazing. So really keep this in mind, my friends. You're not fucking delusional. Stop letting these idiots make you feel like you're crazy when you're more psychic than them. And they're in no position to tell you. Please keep in mind that you are exploring and you are literally pioneering new conscious thought. It is the generation below us that's going to analyze what we're doing through case studies. So you're supposed to be wrong. There's certain things you do that you're supposed to fail. There's certain conclusions that you make that are not going to be right because no one ever read a textbook about telepathy or about telekinesis or about astral projection. This is literally gold rush and new territory being discovered. So a lot of you are spiritual scientists who are having to make case studies. A lot of what you are concluding now about your intuitions and about your supernatural ability are erroneous, fallacious, and not complete. That is because Uranus is in Taurus. When Uranus is in Virgo, we're going to take analytic deductions of everything humanity has opened up. And this is where we're going to break through considerably. Not surprisingly, Uranus and Virgo isn't until like the 2040s. But this is where we're headed. It's a slow process. Stop listening to people who want to take your limited understanding of a field that's not regulated and twist that against you. A lot of you are pioneering things that really you deserve so much. like amazing stuff. By the way, I got an email from Flight Boss. I got an email from Flight Boss. He emailed me a track that mixtape is getting worked on. So that's some really good news. We got some heat in the works, baby. But really keep that in mind, my friends. Like, you are a badass. You watching this right now are such of a badass. Like, you are as unique as a snowflake. And so the way that you craft techniques and manifest is a unique energetic signature that no one else can do but your twin flame, which is why you're connecting on an etheric level with them so that you can gain the completion of your power. That being said, the theme of this week is your superpowers are unleashing. This is the week where it's showtime. It's new moon, Leo, on the North Node. We're off the red carpet and we're in the production. This is an official intergalactic series premiere where you have to bring your heart and your super self to your experiences, because things will shift rather radically and quickly, and you're dealing with aliens now. 2009, alien extraterrestrial forces were specifically barred. There are 4-year intervals of light and dark battles that happen. So the filler arc was really to protect us from the intergalactic warfare between these light and dark forces over who's going to control what portion of our free will. Okay, that's why the Palladians and the Archons have been beefing for a while in these alien streets. Okay, over by Sirius B and over by Vega. There's been some crazy shit, and the dark side has won. The light side is going to win again 2024 forever, but this is where you have to move smart. You have to move very smart. And the difference between this new main arc versus before 2009, there were prohibited angels, spirit guides, and extraterrestrial frequency vibrations that channel were prohibited from contacting you, because it would greatly alter causality and fate if certain people can just channel stuff very amazingly, okay? As opposed to now, to where now spirit guides can get involved. That's why you're seeing synchronicities bleed into your reality. Like, is this real life? Is this another deja vu? Now extraterrestrial frequencies can invade. And that means there's a battle that the light side lost. Like, this is being guised as a very good thing. Please keep in mind, a lot of the spiritual community has been infiltrated. And I'm not talking about actual spiritualists. I'm talking about the consciousness and the culture. And when I talk about spiritual community, I'm talking about anything that constitutes spirituality, to where now you have to have discernment that is so on point to where you know yourself and you know your own law in your heart. This is not really like Thelema, though. This is important because you're going to have, more so than ever, a saturation of this community where people are and should be, pushed to express their heart. But there are going to be false rhetorics that are already going. We had this prosperity gospel going where, oh, you can live the life of your dreams. You can live everything. Just think positively. You can do whatever you want. Just manifest. I am a huge, staunch believer in positive belief and thought, but that's just because it facilitates vibes to take away negativity. So you focus on your mission. You don't want to get caught up in this very quasi pseudoscientific rhetoric of just being positive all the time. There are hardcore facets of your destiny that you have to accomplish that are as unique as you. And that's why no one can really tell you. Dr. Sebi, rest in peace, was like, I don't trust anyone outside of my aura because that's what I came here to build. And on the surface, it seems very dismissive. It seems very foolish. It's like, how could you not take advice from anyone else? How are you going to expand your knowledge? But that's one of the wisest things he said, because a lot of people are brainwashed. I don't know how else to tell you. There are a lot of people who don't know who they are. And if you ask them that, they are not in a position to tell you anything that's not vague or that's not loaded with other people's viewpoints. There are a lot of people who still tie their identity to a nation and pay taxes to those territories and governments. This is how deep within the illusion people are, to where the system does not support you living outside of it. And so it's literally difficult to break out anarchy. Thankfully, this is what the planets are going to facilitate. And not in the way that you may think. Don't really expect chaos. A lot of this is going to happen economically. A lot of this is going to happen energetically. A lot of this is going to happen socially with ideas and concepts that could completely change the way people think and live. But the COINTELPRO movements, you know what I'm saying? The covert agents that off people, this is going to be so much more relevant. This isn't really to fear bait or monger, because those of you who walk in spirit don't have anything to fear, but you have to be on point. With these superpowers unleashing, it's also going to unleash the darkness in people's hearts. People are going to be super manipulative. You get me? This is just going to add a super to everything. So if in your heart you're manipulative and you're a douchebag, you're about to be super manipulative and a super douchebag. If in your heart you're truly compassionate and you're a very amazing person, you're about to be super compassionate and super amazing. The level of the super has a lot to do with your own individual quirks. So look to what you love. This is a 5th house transit. A lot of you were under the guise that you were just developing hobbies, but this was actually you working on what you love to fuel the core source of your superpowers. So the lower limit of your supernatural ability is unleashing this week. And it's going to give you 2 years to master, because once we step into Saturn and Aquarius, you're mastering the upper level limit of your supernatural ability. 2020 comes and a majority of people are going to be astral projecting to different galaxies. We're going to be teleporting with our light body. We're going to actually be telekinetically altering and warping our reality. That's the upper limit. But before we can get to the upper limit, we have to learn our special energy signature. We have to learn how we actually use our magic. We have to learn how we actually know and understand our auric field. Before you can fly, you have to walk. So the next 2 years is you really developing the energy body and learning to walk and run with it, learning to hear and take in vibrations with this glorious energy. People have definitely been watching, and as people watch and observe, it comes with their useless opinions and what they think and feel with your life without knowing how you really come at it from your shoes. And trust me, this is why majority of the advice, even that's good, can hurt you if you're not in your core. So don't feel guilty for those of you who've been reclusive as well. Some of you are literally not supposed to be around a lot of the negative vibrations that are happening. So the reclusiveness is out of protection. And of course, like people who are in a, what do you call it? A cocoon, you need to be in that darkness. Well, we're stepping out of that. So this is going to allow you to master the 1st to 6th house of your power. And we're going to step into repetition. The details of how will be downloaded Virgo season. So get ready, because with this Mercury retrograde, it's going to be amazing. So I just want to say this one more time. We're unleashing our superpowers this week. Some of you are just going to be put in stressful situations to where you break through. And it's like you do something you'll never forget you can do. And it's going to be very akin to like Link finding the Master Sword, because Link didn't start the game with his weapon. He had to actually find it. And you unleashing this superpower, isn't it just happening? You literally had to go through a series of tests through 2015 to 2016. And then you had to go through 5 months beta testing, being put in simulations through dreams, being put in simulations through actual experiences to be like, whoa, see what would have happened if I actually use my powers. Oh my goodness. Like, it's here, and it should feel surreal, because I'm not sugarcoating this. I'm literally talking about superpowers. I'm talking about the superpowers that like people should roll their eyes and literally think you're crazy for believing. This is what separates those who do it from those who don't. And this is maybe biased, this is my own experience. I can speak from experience. Like, it's been very humbling to me because I've been sleeping on spirit. I didn't know how much I was sleeping on spirit. Like I have done supernatural, I have exercised supernatural ability over the past 3 weeks alone, that the reason why it takes time is you have to actually teach your mind to realize that certain things are not coincidence like you think they are. This is very akin to in your dreams, where you have a critical mind factor that its job is to make you believe that you're not dreaming in your dream. To where the way this critical mind factor works is when you're dreaming, and I've caught myself doing this too, when you do something that is not right in your dreams, your mind is going to rationalize it so that you don't realize you're dreaming. And lucid dreamers learn that they have to learn how to consciously factor that. So this is the reason why one of the exercises is in your waking reality, you have to give yourself dream tests, to where it's like you access your critical mind and you be like, I'm not dreaming. I'm not dreaming. You do something that makes you realize, are you dreaming or not? After you make this an actual habit, what this is going to do is that it's going to happen in your dreams and you'll realize you're dreaming. Well, this has a lot to do with your real waking life when it comes to a lot of how well you're in a way to reality check your own life. From a Gemini perspective, I'm looking at this very basically. Some of you are Scorpios. Some of you are Sagittariuses and Capricorns and Aquariuses and Pisces. So your level of this is realizing, wow, like I've been doing complex spells for a while. Like this is really, you're unleashing your superpower, but this unleashing of superpower is more so realizing, the first step of this is realizing what you have already been doing. So let me just make that clear. You're not going to break through into any new magical techniques. That's Virgo season. What you're going to do is realize, oh snap, I've already been doing, like a lot of your magical abilities are passive. A lot of them are subconscious, to where you don't have to be conscious of the fact that you're constantly analyzing, for some of you, your environment, which allows you to filter in the moment intuitions you gain from people, so that as someone is texting you on the phone, your subconscious is already picking it up and it registers as a thought as, oh, I need to text this person. And then you text each other at the exact same time. All of this happens at very subatomic levels, make it to the invisible eye that you literally need a telescope at millisecond intervals. At millisecond intervals, all happening quickly, that your mind can only process so much. And that's why I respect Sun and Pisces, because Sun and Pisces can be aware of all of that if they want to. So now you're unleashing the awareness to where you're going to start to be aware of that. You're actually going to start to be able to control your place in the chain of cause and effect, to where things are no longer coincidences. Now it's causality. Now it's, oh, this is what's happening because I saw this or experienced this. It's, oh, I didn't just see it, I actually created it because me perceiving it made it happen in a quantum mechanic way. And this is where things get very, 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 very strange. Okay. You unleashing your power is coming simultaneously with Mars retrograding back into Capricorn. So you're taking all your power from everything and everyone after knowing the truth about it. Okay. Here's an example. For some of you watching this, I'm about to channel your whole life. Some of you started with a very faulty, limited understanding of certain people in your life. There's certain people in your life who you were just giving the benefit of the doubt because, oh, well, they're my family, or, oh, well, they're my friends, or, well, oh, this person knows them, so I have to extend kindness. And over time, it's been less and less people. over time, you realize actually some of those people have been throwing negativity on you. Some of those people actually don't like you. And now you're at a place where it's like, oh, wow, it's actually just me and a few other people. Or actually, it's just me. Now, this is not a bad thing. This is cycles. This is literally, it's happening to a lot of people because your energy is cyclically letting away people so that you can come back into yourself. Some of these people who come away, they're going to come back because they're going through their own version of this. But understand, you taking your power back now is realizing, oh, wow, I didn't realize this. It's basically like what I said before. It's like now that you realize who truly is invested in you and your life, now you're about to manifest your billion-dollar aura, and it's like you're taking your power back from people who would have tried to manipulate you if you weren't necessarily sure. Okay? Very, 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 very important concept that I'm bringing up to the surface here, because for some of you, you deliberately blocked yourself because you didn't let go of certain connections you were supposed to, because you felt like you were being rude. Some of you literally have to be assholes this week, okay? The message with Mars retrograding back in Capricorn, conjunct Pluto retrograde, and conjunct Saturn retrograde is as extreme as it sounds, beloveds. Let the bodies hit the floor. So immediately Mars retrogrades into Capricorn, bodies are going to drop. And no mercy. Kill them all if you have to energy. Okay, this is the stuff in astrology where it is not always PG. And that's why I hate people, or I hate interpretations that try and put a positive twist to astrological transits, because life doesn't work like that. Mars is the god of war. Mars is literally the energetic heavenly body that will run through your shit and slice your head off. Zeus had affairs. Like, the majority of the energies are not politically correct, and these transits don't run by a, well, this is the right positive thing to do. So this is why negative, dark stuff happens in transits. When you have Mars retrograde, Saturn retrograde, Pluto retrograde, in the intense extreme energy combining in Capricorn, this is literally a kill 'em all energy. People who have impure intent, they're going to find reckoning. This is the pre-judgment day vibes that are coming out. And you're going to be feeling your power coming back because you take it completely back. And you're not just taking your power back, you're literally completely claiming it from everything and everyone, because you stepped into Mars in Aquarius with a limited understanding of what your power is. Mars in Aquarius put knowledge to your power and made you realize the power that was undermined and was not necessarily as understood. This is actually what to do with this. And now you're going back into Capricorn like, oh, is that how it is? So this is what's going to literally shift situations on their head. Certain people who you never necessarily knew felt a certain way will come to the open. Certain people are going to come into their true colors even more. This is so you take their power back. And this is not a bad or good thing. It's just a thing, because in some cases, they're going to be people who have literally been acting like they hated you, like they forced themselves to dislike you because you mirrored a part of themselves that they disliked. And if they disliked you, it would mean not letting that in. Well, now they've accepted that in. So now they're going to come out in the woodwork, says, hey, I actually like you. Hey, I actually understand what you're doing. I didn't get it before. I thought you were crazy. I thought you were weird, but this makes all the sense in the world. And that only happens because you were walking your truth, because you were kept it true, because you actually allowed them and held space for them to be that way. And now Corey O'Kelly says, no, I'm scared. I need to let you know, this is very scary. Like this Mars retro, For any of you who are scared, for any of you who are uneasy, you're not just scared. You're feeling in the most epic battle that's about to kick off. Do you think it's a coincidence that as we start this series premiere, Mars is going back retrograde? That's like starting a video game off with the final boss. It's like you're going back into the enemy territory and you're having that final battle. Then Mars is going to go direct, and it's like, now we're moving forward. So this is going to literally be, if you feel some of the actual energy, like, oh, I'm kind of nervous, that means it's going down. It's going down. Some of you are literally about to do your final move. So basically, from January of 2018, you are doing that final boss battle. All right. Mars went through Capricorn, and it's like you definitely applied and exercised exertion and power that really had you wear yourself out. Now Mars is going back into Capricorn, and this is where you do your final power. You know, put a fire sign. Chat, comment in the live chat a fire sign emoji if you're ready to unleash your final move. See, the purpose of a higher tier magic skill or a final move, it's a move that gives a lot of damage. It's a move that if you're in a final game, a final smash, or your super ultimate move, it'll take like half of the life bar away, or it'll probably take like 3/4 of the life bar away. So the purpose of the final move isn't so that you exhaust your energy in the beginning. That's what the dark forces did. The dark forces were deceived because some of you came into this new karmic cycle looking defeated. So they did their great attack and it looked like you're defeated. Now you're going to reveal you actually had more power than you had. And because they were deceived, they're not going to protect themselves. So get this, the purpose of the ultimate final move is that after you've weakened someone enough, after someone is down to their last power, then you do the final move to blow them away. And that's what's been happening. You've been biding your energy, and now it's time for you to use your final move. It's time for you to literally put that final nail in the coffin. It's time for you to take everything you've learned about your power so far and apply it directly to end for good certain habits, certain toxic relationships and partners and patterns, and just certain energies that don't belong in your life at all whatsoever. Welcome to victory, baby, because we ain't playing around. The $1 Billion Vibe Tribe is not playing around. And I know for a fact that before they try and discredit what I have done personally for the collective, I am rocking with a $1 Billion Vibe Tribe who has my back. I'm rocking with the tribe that over the next 7 years, I'm going to finally have the opportunity to meet up with, to actually do and host events where we can all meet up physically and congregate all over the world. That's because personally for me, Jupiter is going to be in my 7th. So that means I'm coming out, and I'm going to, over the next 7 years, go out into the community until it goes back in and I retreat back into my man cave. So keep that in mind, although it won't be a cave by then. So yes, also, for those of you receiving synchronicities and signs about twin flames or soulmates, this is going to really start to hit home. And they're going to be stuff that makes no sense, where some people are just going to switch back, and you feel it too. Certain people are about to just switch to where certain situations that basically, here are 2 messages. Some of you are dealing with people who it was a closed door, like it did not work out at all. Like, and you know, but you feel something amazingly powerful with them, but it's just a complete closed door. That door is about to open, okay? It's about to 180 in a sense where they're chasing you. Like anyone that you might have been the chaser, the runner to, they're about to chase you. And this isn't coming out of nowhere. What they were not able to see in you, they're going to finally see what you've been feeling, and it's going to make sense, okay? Now, the other interpretation of this is that same individual, you may come into another version of them in new form. So for some people, it's not necessarily, you know what I'm saying? H. Wayner, I want to address that. I have been saying twin flame stuff since early 2017. And I just want to actually reiterate everything that I've been saying about the twin flame journey has to this day come true. So, like, I don't know about you, but everything I've said about twin flames reuniting has come true. Twin flames have met together, twin flames have connected. You may be expecting some kind of fantasy manifestation where you're seeing them physically, and I can't speak for you, but everything that I've said about twin flames has come true. And so I stand for that. And you can quote me on that. When I've been saying since 2017 that doors would reverse, that energy would reverse, it's all in the grand scheme of energy coming into itself. So I can understand if some of you are frustrated. Majority of everyone who's frustrated with the twin flame path are 100% people who have placed selfish expectations. So when I gave these twin flame messages, you were thinking about it, not etherically, and you were thinking it has to manifest now. It has to manifest now. This was the whole purpose of the twin flame lesson, to where you have to look at this not just physically, but also abstract. So when I say everything that's happened has happened, I even down to back then when I was talking about certain lessons that you had to hash out through being at odds with each other. So I can understand if some of you are very, some of you are reacting kind of childishly, because it's like when you hype something up and you wait for something every day. I've said, and literally in a Secret to Soulmates video, if you want to look for your twin flame, if you want to look for your soulmate, and it's in the past, you have to stop looking for them. You have to be 100% focused on your path. You have to be, and I've always said this, you have to be 100% focused on your path. If you're looking for your twin flame, if you're on this, is this person my twin flame? Is this person my soulmate? You're not focusing on your path. 100%. Every single person who is 100% focused on their path has connected with their twin flame. And I swear, anyone can vouch for that. I've had testimonials. You can see people type that right now. So if you haven't met your twin flame, that's because you have not been focusing on yourself. You've been trying to connect with soulmates, and you've been trying to let other people be your twin flame. It doesn't work like that. If you're still, you know what I'm saying, connecting. H. Wayner asked a very great question. They said, why are we talking about twin flames if we shouldn't be expecting them? Because the twin flame journey, and see, people have selective hearing. You're with your twin flame right now. I never said that you should expect your twin flame because you're connected with your twin flame right now. It's a very abstract concept that people don't understand because you're forcing and expecting something physical. In order for you to understand the twin flame union, you have to talk about it because you're constantly connecting with this person's energy and opening the doorway for it to manifest it in different ways. You think of yourself as a 3D construct. So as long as you think, and the reason why I have to talk about twin flames right now is because we're having Neptune trine Jupiter. And this is the energy that's allowing you to understand yourself. Your twin flame is the polarizing expression of you. If you're masculine, they're feminine. If you're feminine, they're masculine. Okay, a twin flame union is not for just younger people. But in order for you to understand the twin flame union, you need to stop thinking about it like a romantic soulmate partnership. I've always said this. This is a vibration that happens with the spiritual realm, this real realm. It's beyond you. Some of you guys think you're twin flames. You're not a twin flame. The twin flame connection you have here is with the soulmate, but the twin flame is the actual masculine and the feminine. If you think of yourself as a 3D construct and you're focusing on this, like my twin flame relationship has to manifest here, you don't realize there's a whole multiverse. It's bigger than romance. So a lot of you are trying to manifest a physical soulmate and say, that's my twin flame. That's not a twin flame union. First of all, if the other person doesn't even know they're your twin flame, they're not your twin flame. And let's just nip this in the bud. Like all you people who feel like, oh, that person's my twin flame and they don't know, they're not your twin flame. It's a mutual understanding. But you need to stop looking at it like a physical thing. You are not just a physical being. This is just the physical dimension of you. So when I talk about twin flames, this has everything to do with your superpowers because you're connecting with the other polarity of your energy. When I say call in your twin flame, I'm saying call in that energy. And your twin flame always shows up, even if it's not physically. What synchronicities are you seeing? Because they exist as a vibration, not just as a physical person. That's why I say journey to actually find them. So keep that in mind. We are in this galactic eclipse season to where you will manifest this physically. And some of you have already manifested this physically. Everyone's just at different places in their life. So I can't say the same blanket advice for everyone. You should get a personal reading from me if you want to know how it works for you. So there's no expectations. Honestly, I'm just going to be real. Like, some of you are really salty. Some of you were expecting the romance of your life, and you just don't necessarily want to accept that. And let me be real. Like, a lot of you are going to meet your twin flames for real and realize they're already married to someone else, or they're not into you romantically, because that's not what it's supposed to be. Okay, like, like, you can get romantically involved with a twin flame, but that's if you have a special connection to them. For others, it's going to be like your best friend. It's just going to be someone that's like, oh snap, like. But people don't want to hear that. People want to hear, oh, your twin flame is going to be the love of your life. That this is part of the rhetoric in the spiritual community that I say is just based on too much positivity. So trust me when I say, your twin flame is real. Like, this exists, but just get rid of the whole romantic connotation. It is about your purpose. Your twin flame is a soulmate that you're going to be able to fulfill your purpose with at the highest level. And it does not have to be in a physical way at first. They really do. You really think about your vibration energetically. Okay, so keep that in mind. The moon's going to be in Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, and end off in Sagittarius. So as you take your power back, the moon going into Virgo is going to simulate incredible ultra manifestation with this grand earth trine based on the law of attraction and opening doors. Tim Apollodite yesterday, or Herodite, says some very important stuff. And that's, if you don't have faith, the doors are closing. Like, if you don't have the faith to believe that the energy you're putting out and feeling with love is attracting, then you're going to fall prey to the dark forces and the manifestation of ideas and counter forces that literally make you feel like you're not manifesting. So when you feel and you envision the future you're walking into, and you see yourself with luxury or with a happy life, with a happy family, and you hear those voices like, oh, this is just delusional, oh, this isn't real, those are counter forces, and you need to fight against those vibrations by keeping that same energy. All you need to do, now listen, this is where this is highly magical. All you need to do is to hold that vibration, and we're going to do a body hack and homework so that you can harness this for the rest of the new moon. All you need to do is harness this vibration for Moon in Virgo and give you the manifestation something real where it belongs, and the rest will take itself, okay? If you want to manifest $500,000, I promise you, if you do the law of attraction and you tune your frequency into feeling like you already have the money, it will work at a capacity. However, you have to take action. You have to make sure that $500,000 can realistically get to you. If you don't have a way for people to give you the money, then the energy will just be like dispersed. Like, how do we manifest? Versus if you take action, and on your end, as above is you feeling the energy, so below is you creating the Virgo, so that it's like, okay, here are all the possible avenues so that I can actually realistically manifest this co-creation. That's it. Now, because we have grand earth trines, the work you have to do is minimal. If it was just a moon in Virgo, you would have to do way more than just feeling like you manifested it. But because you've been going through supernatural evolution and you have this stuff in place, trust me when I say it is that simple. Try me, quote me on this, show yourself what you can do. So literally, Neptune is opposite this Virgo moon. This creates this element of illusion to reflect into reality based on the vibration that you feel as an antenna to literally attract what it is you want to manifest. So with the moon in Virgo, if you're a master, you're going to feel that you have 500,000 bucks, and it's like everything you do as a part of your routine is in that vibration and consciousness. This is simultaneously going to bring an opposition to where your moon in Virgo is sitting here in real life, but Neptune in Pisces is holding space with the fantasy you literally have in your head spoken through Gemini. You're going to feel this clash where something doesn't feel right, and you have to literally go full fish tard so that you overlap this reality with what you feel, and the energy will follow suit. This is not necessarily a divine axiom. This is the current transits hooking you up, making it so easy. Is it a surprise then that dark forces are trying to encourage people not to believe in themselves so that people don't take advantage of this? Now, the moon's going to go into Libra, and it's a spirit ambassador test. You're going to be called in the middle of the week to share your message and spell on other people. All right, this is where you're going to be doing clapback spells and actually sharing your magic through your message. This is a third house effect from the sun, and you're going to see what doors open and close. So there are going to be relationships that just kind of spark open due to your willingness to actually, as an ambassador of your power, share it. Use your techniques and skills and talk to new people or existing people. The Libra energy will allow directive cardinal focus to take a relationship and move and do something with it. So it's a great couple of days, which is going to happen the 14th and the 15th, to really do something. Now, the 16th, 17th, and 18th, oh boy. Let's just go into the Peace Mobile, because y'all gonna have to see this. Like, this week is so popping. Okay? And I mean, I could really give a damn or a crap less of who really thinks about how I say what I say, how I do what I say, if I'm offending certain groups of people with what I say. I don't care. I'm going to continue doing what I do. And when you decide to mature yourselves, where the shoe fits, and actually do the work and research to get to know me, we can talk. Anyway, other than that, we're starting the transit off with the moon in Virgo, okay? The moon in Virgo is going to happen tonight, and bam, grand earth trine, super manifestations. Any spells or law of attraction you do are going to exponentially manifest, and you just need to keep going. This is an activating transit because we're past the new moon, and it is on its way to a full moon, as it is what's the word? Waning. I don't know if this is waxing, but that's what it means. We're activating greater energy. Then it's going to go into Libra, and while it's in Libra, there's going to be breakdown and breakthrough. The moon and Venus is going to allow you to establish contacts. If there's anyone you're romantically involved with, make your move. Don't be a pussy. Really, don't be a wimp. Make your move. And it's going to be squaring Pluto, so you might be nervous as hell, but even if you get rejected, just make your move, because once we get into the moon in Scorpio, my friends, the end of this week is going to be super badass. The end of this week is going to involve intense revelations about your superpower that finally, once again, come into a lot of how to use your power. Now, keep this in mind. I have been talking about revelations of your superpower for years. And that's because this is not just a one-time thing. Just like with the twin flame element, certain things that I've been saying about your twin flame that have also applied to now is because I'm breaking down a cycle of 10 years and we're going through it now. So within this cycle, within revelations about your power occurring, this is within a 10-year cycle. So this is like a final revelation of revelations. When I talk about a lot of what I talk about, I'm not talking about stuff that's happening overnight. I'm talking about revelations within cycles that have been happening. So it's the onion that's peeling off the layer. Well, this week, we're peeling off a very deep layer because we're going to have the moon conjunct Jupiter trine Neptune retrograde. And this is going to be a completion effect where you really come into the epiphany of all epiphanies. It's just this revelation is going to have all the sauce and all the tea. And brace yourselves, my friends. Hidden supernatural secrets get revealed. Please do not tell a single soul. This is going to be in a certain sense where you see synchronicities and you see signs and you just have to be quiet about them. Some of you already do this. I have a big mouth, so I like to be mischievous. But it's like you're going to be talking with your body language. You're going to be talking with your feelings. Silent language is going to be spoken. And that's because you've seen I've been breaking a lot of the Scorpio embargo. I've been like saying a lot of secrets. Well, the embargo laws are beginning to be enforced. So now people who break the embargo, there will be secret spies that are sent to them to kind of off them. You know what I'm saying? Like this is where you kind of just can't be open about the stuff you see, and you might have to live this secret life. The last week of Mercury in retrograde is this week, and it goes direct in the beginning of next week, okay? There's a fundamental shift in how bold you believe in what you do and say. You're getting a je ne sais quoi update, and your swagger is going to upgrade because you have greater confidence in yourself. Don't give the sauce away. Don't give away the sauce unless they pay. Don't give away the sauce unless they pay. Don't give away the sauce unless they pay. This Mercury retrograde is going to bring forces that try and prey off your anger. Even in anger, don't give away the sauce by having people make you feel like you have to prove yourselves to them. Do not give an explanation to people. Do not give an explanation to people. And let me just tell you outright, the whole advice of not giving an explanation when you say something, or especially when you say no, is inherently impractical because you're not giving people the opportunity to understand. Oh, well, do not explain yourself. You have had ample time to explain yourself too. Now there's no more time. Saturn's in Capricorn. Like if certain people don't get some stuff, they don't have to get it. If certain people don't, because it's not like they're seeing it for the first time. If certain people don't get some stuff right now, they don't have to get it, period. This is what I mean, because the dark forces are going to appeal to your pity. Like you're dealing with a lot of lame forces. Like they cannot get at you directly. So it's a very passive aggressive war. The narrative is going to be twisted as, oh, this person is being unreasonable. They don't want to explain themselves. We're trying to understand. Oh, well, I'm going to be unreasonable. Like that's the attitude you need. So don't give away the sauce. Don't give away the sauce. Don't give away the sauce. Because certain people want to actually play you and have you help them, but not give you the value. Certain people want to actually have you use your talents, but they don't want to compensate you for you using your talents. Don't give that sauce away and make sure they pay good money, okay? If you want to give it away, that's because that's what you ascribe the value for that, and that's cool. But don't let people do that for real. Now, the inverse spell. How many of you are familiar with Gentei Kaijo? In Bleach, there's a limiter release where this trine to Jupiter is going to release the suppressed power that you've had. Some of you have been fighting dark forces, but you had to hold back because it's like, damn, if I go too hard, certain people's fragile egos will not take the wrath that I'm about to give. So I'm just going to be quiet. I'm just going to let people talk the crap they're talking. I'm just going to let certain people do whatever. Well, this is being released, okay? Certain dark forces that you've been facing, you have had 3/4 of your power sealed so that you can gain experience through this. The other 3/4 of your power are going to be released because now you're ready to unleash your power. And this is going to give karmic reversals. It's going to take issues that have developed over 6 months that you'll handle in 1 or 2 weeks because you're going out swinging. Okay, it's going to catch dark forces in your life all the way off because they're going to realize, whoa, you could do this the whole time and you didn't, and they had no idea. And there's a lot of people with fragile egos who are just going to get destroyed because you go off on them and they didn't realize that you actually had that depth in you. So focus on the core source deep inside of you. And now I'm going to get ready to pull the cards. And Amy said, finally unleashed. This is a great question because some of you guys who are born in the 60s and you have Uranus, you know, opposite, or you have Uranus quincunxing you and Neptune trining your Neptune, you unleashed your power back in 89. A lot of people, a lot of what we're going through now as Pluto Scorpios, Pluto Virgo and Pluto Libra tasted in 89. And I'm referencing the last time Saturn was in Capricorn. So please understand, when I give you these messages, I'm talking to a broad audience. I'm talking to a lot of people, and this is going to apply to you guys in different ways. This is going to apply to you guys in different ways that play off more strong for others. If you were born after 85 and you have Pluto and Scorpio, you're unleashing supernatural power for the first time. Some of you unleashed it a bit before, but it was just a fraction. Like some of you guys don't even realize there's even more power. You guys need to be careful about betrayal too, because not everyone that you're talking to gives a crap about you like you think you do, and just watch the signs. But anyway, really keep in mind, for those of you born before 83, for those of you who are born before, you're now mastering the upper limit of your power. So you're not really unleashing your power initially, but it's like you're stepping into the next level. It's like, now I've mastered my power. Now how am I going to use this for the world? That's the level you're on, okay? So keep that in mind. I'm going to pull cards for the signs. Your Saturn and Capricorn homework is to use your energetic core source and your unique signature energy force, okay? What is your core source? Do you draw energy from the sun? Do you draw energy from a pocket dimension? Do you even know where you draw energy from? If not, you are going to determine this today. Neptune and Pisces, sextile Saturn and Capricorn, literally gives you the power to imagine the rules and the bounds between your core source. If you feel that your core source is from the flying spaghetti monster, you can draw energy from the flying spaghetti monster. Now it's opposite Virgo, Pisces. So how realistic is that to you? You're going to find that if you draw energy from a more realistic core source, like the people who care about you, which is a collective, which is more real to you than the flying spaghetti monster, clearly you're going to have better effects with that. So I'm just letting you know, on one end, anything is possible. And don't let anyone limit what's possible, because anything is possible, even the stuff you think is impossible. But on the other limit and side, it's you have to still make it realistic enough to where you can draw from it. I like to draw energy from the sun and the universe and the cosmos and the 4 elements. So this week, you want to really spend time defining that core source. You also, with this energy, want to define with Saturn and Capricorn what the consequences for relating to your energy is. What happens when someone shows you love? How does your vibration respond? For me, anytime someone sends hatred my way, I make $1,000. And this means whenever I feel negativity, I subconsciously and energetically feel and create that neural pathway into me gaining, okay? It doesn't have to manifest exactly like that. The purpose of this is to rewire your attitude towards energetic impulse. I hope you get that. So this is what's going to give miraculous results. And you want to really establish who you draw energy from and in what circumstance. Like if I'm going to do a very dark magic ritual, I'm going to spend 30 minutes drawing energy in from Pluto and really focusing on that. The method of which you draw energy as well is also going to connect. Now, the Uranus and Taurus is going to connect more fluidly and authentic to who you are. Some of you are going to be revealed the energetic core source this week because of the conjunction to the Sun, Mercury retrograde, and the North Node. Now, the body hack with Uranus and Taurus is to charge your energy field with your core source. Have diaphragmatic breathing of the source into your Tan-Tien. And it's super simple. It's the thing that we've been doing for a while. Lil Horn, write your own Bible. Really, write your own Bible. Write it, if anything, just to have in writing what your beliefs are. So it can really show you your moral compass in written form. And it doesn't have to do with morality. I'm walking the religion of indifference right now, and it's a glorious path. Regardless, as you charge this energy field, it's what we've been doing for a while. I've been slowly conditioning you guys to draw in from your source. And yes, you can draw from deities, but make sure you know their conditions, because some people don't realize when they draw from deities, some deities expect stuff from that. So you have to make sure you know the deity you're drawing from, because it's a relationship, okay? Some of you can literally create your own core source. It can start off small, but every day you just focus and give energy to it and it will grow, okay? And you can even have other planets pull in. So keep that in mind, my friends. We got the world, the whole power in your hands. And breathe into your diaphragm. Breathe out. So here's your homework. I want you to picture everything you could ever want to manifest for yourself, okay? Everything that you ever want. Imagine it's a core source. Imagine it's an energy. Your personal vibration, okay? I want you to envision it. Where is that energy? Is it in the sun? Is it in a special place in the universe? Is it in the spiritual realm? Some people are wise and they take that core source and they do a ritual to put it in a plant or a tree. So as the tree grows, it grows in the spirit, or they'll put it with their dog. They'll put it with the animal they have, so it's living and breathing, or they'll fuse with their own lives. So your job is to define this core source. And this is where the upper limits of Saturn show that your decisions shape your reality. So keep that in mind, because then the body hack is to breathe this energy in. If you're a fractal of a deity, I mean, that means whatever you make it mean. That doesn't necessarily mean that you can't or can't. If anything, see that these are things that you want to actually approach the deity with. So keep that in mind. Like these are the sun and moon, the planets, are heavenly bodies. I talk to the earth frequently through frequency. But anyway, and you do too. But anyway, keep this in mind, because before, I've been having you guys breathe in gratitude, breathe in satisfaction, and breathe out gratitude. Breathe in what you want, breathe in your vision, and breathe out you. But so before we were just doing the body hack. What source were you bringing that in from? So now we're going to focus on that source. Now we're going to focus on what it is. And I want you to breathe it in. And you've mastered it to where it's just a part of your breath, to where you don't even have to be super conscious of it. It's just something you naturally do. And this is going to change your reality, because you're breathing it in and then you're breathing it out into your reality through gratitude. So breathe it in, feel the energy coming into your Tan-Tien, and then breathe it out into your reality. Personally, as I've been doing this, it's been working, and I haven't even been focusing. Like, I'll do it every now and then I'll see my manifestations come in every now and then really miraculously. And that's because I haven't been focusing. When I actually focus, I'll see the intensity more. So it really does work. And the real magic here is, where does your attention get distracted? When you do this meditation ritual, where does your attention get distracted 5 minutes from now? What stops you from doing this? That's a dark force. So this is going to let you know what's a dark force or not. How focused are you to this? Very key thing. And as you charge your energy source and field, you're going to strengthen this throughout the next 6 years, okay? Get ready, my friends. This is the week. A lot of you are going to be hacking and slashing. A lot of you are really going to be in a position to turn around certain forces that you thought were threatening. You're going to see certain people you respected, like, I respected you, like you're a scrub, or you're not at all what I thought you were. Shame on me, you know what I mean? Or wow, I overlooked you, like you're totally more significant than I thought. Aries, Aries moon, Aries rising. We have the Six of Wands. This week is going to give great victory. You need to lead forward, no excuses. Just do the damn thing. Take leadership and really expect rewards and admiration for your greater qualities. Taurus, Taurus moon, Taurus rising. We have the Seven of Cups. Spend time in creative visualization. This law of attraction will work for you well. Really having your mind and feelings, everything you want to step into. And this will allow you to, you're going to step into an altered state of reality that will definitely allow you to feel a lot what you want to manifest. Gemini, Gemini moon, Gemini rising. We have the Tower card. The Tower card is going to strike you with lightning, and it's going to give you a sudden realization and awakening. In some cases, you could really spark out of nowhere a relationship. This is going to instantly manifest a lot of positive energy for you, but it's not that it's positive, it's that it's raw energy. And this is definitely going to Gemini, I literally picture it's like you strike lightning on all your foes and it equalizes everything. Cancer, Cancer moon, Cancer rising. We have the Princess of Wands, which is saying you're going to receive very exciting news. And this exciting news is going to very powerfully get you very happy. You want to really keep this energy. This is going to be a resparking of your passion. Leo, Leo moon, Leo rising, we have the Knight of Chalices. This is a very artistic individual who's going to weasel their way into your life, or they don't have to be a weasel. They can definitely be a great inspiration. You personally are going to be called on being more romantic yourself as you step into a magical sense of yourself. Virgo, Virgo moon, Virgo rising. We have the King of Chalices. So just like Cancer and Leo, you're going to be dealing with a very compassionate and psychic individual. Be very mindful. They can be emotionally manipulative, but if they have your best interest at heart, they're going to give you very great advice. You must be compassionate, okay, to others. Libra, Libra moon, Libra rising. We have the Devil card. So you're going to have a lot of temptation, and your shadow is going to come for you. As soon as Mars retrogrades back into Capricorn, your shadow is going to be like, run them superpowers. And you have to put your shadow in its place. And you cannot avoid this temptation because some of you deal with too many people. So you're going to have to be face to face with your shadow and make it your bitch. Scorpio, Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising. We have the Hierophant. So you're going to be integrating very amazing wisdom and knowledge that will have you applying a lot of your beliefs. However, a lot of the work you're doing will be recognized by status quo. So you might have to do a little bit of conforming, but not too much. Be willing to follow the rules. Sagittarius, Sagittarius moon, Sagittarius rising. We also have the Hierophant. But I think yours is a Hierophant reversed, where you're having to kind of be unorthodox. You might have to fight establishment this week, Sagittarius. I do have the Two of Wands for you too. The Two of Wands is talking about necessary planning, and you're going to connect with someone who sees eye to eye with you on something very important to you, okay? Capricorn, Capricorn moon, Capricorn rising. The card that I have for you is the Eight of Pentacles. You're going to come into greater work. Some of you are going to do work that's very meaningful to you, but this is you just get grinding. And it's saying that the work you're doing, just put the most quality into it, because this is going to allow you to master your skills. In other words, those of you who awaken your superpowers, you want to apply it to your skills through repetition to get better and better at it. Aquarius, Aquarius moon, Aquarius rising. We have the Five of Pentacles. Look at this mushroom. You may feel alienated. You may feel despondent, okay? It's interesting. Both you and Gemini got cards with lightning strikes on it. So tough out this period. If anything, I don't see this as anything really bad, but more so something that's more so in a position to very powerfully enlighten you to who is good in your life and who is really just a waste of time. So don't necessarily think that this applies to you as well. It has a lot more to do with just people's perceptions that you have to deal with. Or for some of you, it's going to be psilocybin. So there you go. Pisces, Pisces moon, Pisces rising. The card that I have for you is the Three of Cups. So Pisces, there's great celebration for you. I see this card wants to come out. The Chariot too. Some of you are definitely going to move forward in your friendships with some people, and this is definitely going to be very positive and very amazing. You're going to enjoy a lot of success, and this is a very celebratory period. So find friends you can go out with. That's really going to be the theme for this week, okay? Oh, Tanya, you really got hit with lightning. Congrats. That should be a superpower inducing transit. We have the Devil, the Chariot, and the Seven of Swords. Some of you may have to kind of move smart and do something shady in order to move forward. You don't have to go against your integrity, but some of you may have to do something secret outside of other eyes in order to justify something very important. We do have justice though, so it's going to be exoneration for some of you, okay? Alice Shanti, the card that I have for you is the Knight of Wands. Go forward what you want to passionately go forward fearlessly, and really allow someone who mirrors this to reflect this as well. Gladiator and Sweats, we have justice. Make sure the decisions you make are fair. Make sure the decisions you make are really in a position to hold others accountable, and make sure you're in the right side of justice, because your karma is balancing. Like anyone who's done you wrong is facing their karma this week. V, we have the Three of Wands. Make that wish on a star. This, if anything, is saying to really act on your long-term plans. All right, it's going to be very positive. Inspirational touch. I literally pulled the Strength card for what are my superpowers. So this is very Leonine strength. It's just talking about super strength. Your superpowers is the inner strength to get through any difficulty. And you have the superpowers to rev up your energy with your willpower and to also inspire others to be passionate. So if you want to tap into your powers, tap into your passions. K. Martin, the foundation that we have is the Hangman. You are letting go and surrendering to an old way of being as your personality transforms, and you really, really want to be okay with this, okay? Quality concentrates, or rather, Diavolo Casar. We have the Seven of Wands. Be prepared to defend what is yours, because you have the holy sword of truth. There is an epiphany and a new idea that you have unleashed that you must defend relentlessly. It is this truth that will give you all the victory that you deserve. And you have to stand up for this idea as well as you can, because it's pure truth. Swirly 777, we have the Two of Pentacles. You really want to try your hand at new income streams and stay as productive as you can this week, because this is going to keep you busy enough to really connect, okay? Chad Taylor. Chad Taylor, we have the Chariot card for you. So this is great victory. a lot of the stuff you've done in the past is definitely going to manifest quite amazingly, okay? So keep the momentum up and be in a position to stay true to the hard work you have already done. Brown Burrito, we have the 10 of Swords. The worst is over, okay? The worst is over. Do not be in a position to entertain any darkness. You have gone through an amazing trial and you had to go to the worst and be the worst, okay? So keep that in mind. You're in a position to where you're coming back from all that. It's not going to be as bad as it had to have been. Supernova. The first choice is the 7 of Pentacles. So the first choice for a spiritual partner is it's a green light, but you have to wait. There's certain delay. There's not even delays. The movement of the relationship is slow because there's certain things that have to happen very personally that are going to take repetition. So it's a green light, but you have to be willing to be super patient. The second choice is the Chariot. So this is another green light. Moving forward with this is going to bring a lot of victory, but just keep in mind with this energy that they might be focused on themselves. So you have to be willing to focus on yourself as well. It's a green light for the second choice, but if they're too wrapped up in themselves, they might be busy. So as yes or no, it low-key is kind of a no because they're super wrapped up in themselves. But if it is a yes, then it's going to be super successful. And the third choice is the 10 of Cups. So it's the third choice. The third choice you have the best spiritual compatibility with, and it's literally happily ever after, okay? 7 years, sage wisdom. We have the 2 of Wands, and this is coming with the Tower card. So be prepared to make necessary plans as accordingly because things are about to shift that will allow you to move forward on your plans very powerfully, more so than you already were given the opportunity to. Whew. Especially the new moon friend, you may be willing to kind of see eye to eye on important issues. She so diddy. We have the 10 of Cups, and the 10 of Cups is definitely speaking of you being in a position to manifest large amounts of happiness. You're going to step into bliss and just continue to be grateful as it's a great period. Leslie, we have the Justice card, and this is coming with the King of Chalices. Make sure that this very emotional individual is being fair to you because there's decisions you have to make concerning this individual that will right wrongs that are concerned in certain senses. Licto 13, we have the King of Wands. You want to connect with this individual to really reflect greater passion in your life and have a more individual and entrepreneurial spirit. Dara D, we have the 4 of Pentacles, the energy surrounding love and this new job with the 4 of Pentacles and death is definitely talking about higher amounts of financial security, but just know there's great transformation where you're going to gain the stability, but it's going to require certain things ending for good. So if you're okay with that, then it's a go. Gail Bonnet, we have the Hermit card. The time you're spending in isolation or as a hermit is going to allow you to conclude on certain postulations that will become truths. And this inner light will be what you can integrate in your outer world. Tammy Ajan, we have the 5 of Cups. So you may be mourning over spilled milk, but keep in mind that this is temporary and you may need some time to assess what has hurt you, but this is going to shift into happiness after you're done. And this is through you moving on. Larry Jacko, we have the 2 of Swords. So there might be some intellectual debates between your heart and your head as well. Make sure you're in a position to really trust very profoundly a lot of what you're putting in place for yourself, but also don't discredit a lot of the hard work that you have really made to come where you are. Okay. King Mitchell, we have the Five of Pentacles too, which is talking about financial struggles. You really want to ask yourself, what do you plan to do with money that you're going to get? Because this is just a period for you to really reassess, especially through this Mercury retrograde. This is going to shift positively, but just definitely use this time to once again assess. Binti T, Spirit wants you to know that you're sailing towards more positivity, where you were coming from negative psychological trauma, but you're going to be shifting into a much more positive period where you're problem solving based on the challenges you had. Empress Daisy, you have to be willing to make certain moves. Spirit is telling me that it's giving you the knowledge, but you're not acting on it. And you have to be willing to act on it no matter how weird it seems, because this is what's going to have you open the door. So if you weren't able to act on it, now you're ready to act on it, okay? Poetry Pole Queen, we have the Ace of Wands. I swear to God, I pull the pole for the pole queen. So this is just letting me know that you are about to really spark the dream you're living like never before. Things are about to really get super passionate, and you just want to keep doing you. Sammy S., the card that I have for you is the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is talking about, especially with the star, to stay reliable. And this is going to come in the form of a reliable friend who's highly influential and ends up really coming through for you this week, okay, in a very amazing way that may actually make your wish come true. The Love Dragon, you want to actually find a way you can project your energy. It is time for you to start practicing the manifestation of your energy to where your projection and intent have evolved, because you can imagine scenarios in more genius ways. So you want to practice making intentions and timing out how quickly they manifest within moments, okay? You're going to see that you're way better at it than you used to be. Stellar, we have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords wants you to continue to be closed off. Certain people may think you're a bitch or that you're very stuck up. And it's not that you're stuck up. This is totally telling you to just focus on your own individual projects and to really not waste your time with losers and slowpokes, okay, who really want to derail you from your path. You're totally justified in what you're doing. Andrea Lentz, you want to heal people. The message for you is to actively heal people. If whether through conversation or you just say a prayer to everyone you meet, activate this facet of your healing journey, because this is going to manifest more positivity and healing for you. Sassy K, what to focus on this month? We have the Judgment. You want to focus on your awakening as you are in a position to change your consciousness, and everything in your life is about to change. So what is your higher purpose? Because this is what you're stepping into now more than ever before. Sharon Andrea, what messages to do with myself and divine compliment? He just turned 3-year-old. His just turned 3-year-old nephew took his mom's phone and called me on my cell yesterday. That's very interesting. We have the Justice card and we have the King of Cups. The King of Cups is your divine compliment. It's a water sign. And the Justice card is talking about the karma that you have with him balancing out this week. So this is going to take any unfinished energy and allow it to finally be put in the karmic path to be really manifested and finished. Now the thing is, you and your complement have already finished the karma. So this is a decision on his part that's going to move certain things forward. But do expect a little bit of a low. Okay. V, you want to really be in a position to trust your deepest intuition. V, I literally see that you're in a position where you feel vulnerable, because it's like, you can't necessarily reveal certain things that you already see to be true, or you already know to be 100% real in a certain capacity, because it'll make other people kind of feel like you're crazy, or like you just don't know what you're talking about. And the thing about this is, you want to trust the intuitions that you've been gaining, that have been coming in, especially in very intuitive and in your face fashion. You can 100% trust it, and you're going to be revealed while the moon's in Scorpio, the deeper meaning. Dark Raw Indigo, missed you too. Thank you for tuning in. We have the Lovers card for you, Bow Chicka Wow Wow, and we also have the Wheel. So this is going to bring faded love. It's going to be in a way that can kind of clear any burdens you've had. If you've been busy with work or whatever, there's going to be love that just kind of falls into place. And this could be with someone existing. There's evolving a connection spiritually and romantically that you have with someone. KB Shane, we have the Queen of Swords, which is really reinforcing that you adopt a more curt attitude that's more no nonsense with people. Even if it means you come across as a little mean, you're not being mean per se, you're just down to business. Rosa de la Paz, I tried to break the spiritual connection with my divine masculine, and spirit smacked the candle away while I was preparing the other. Why doesn't she want me to do it? And it's because you're not meant to break the spiritual connection, masculine. Especially with the Princess of Swords and the Two of Cups, maybe you might see that they're involved in another relationship, or maybe, this is something that's for you down the line, but you're never supposed to break the connection you have with the divine anything counterpart. Usually it's going to be for reasons that you feel are relative to you now, but you're connected to them for a reason. Spiritual connections can't even really be broken. If you notice, I've never really done any serious cord cutting ceremonies, because you can't really cut cords. That's something that people have made up. Unless you go to like an official spiritualist or witch that can see in the context of things, but energetic connections are usually there for a reason. The best you can do is you can cut a cord in a sense where you divert the energy, you don't let it mess with you anymore. But yeah, you're totally not meant to cut that connection. You're going to understand something new over the next week about your connection together. That will make stuff make sense. I get the sense you're not meant to be with him romantically either, but it's going to key into why it has to be there. Carrie Edmonds, we have the Ace of Wands. You're sparking new passion in a sense that's going to overturn recent disappointment. Okay, so you might be in a position where you were mourning something or disappointed, but there's a new opportunity that's going to really get you back up in your spirits. The Lib TB, solar return, will it be a good year? We have the Leo King. I mean, literally, the King of Wands is the Leo man. So this is definitely going to be a great year where you're stepping into your power. You're going to have a lot of individual, independent energy and power that you step into. And it's going to be great. Miss Kiki, you're inheriting a wealthy legacy. Over the next 6 years from now, you're going to be receiving massive amounts of money. And this is going to allow you to understand more where you stand in your own ancestry and what you're meant to do. So this is going to be great. It's going to kind of happen out of nowhere too. There's going to be a bump in your income, and also just great money you come into. Sandy Lancaster, how can I help them heal? We have the Eight of Cups. The best way to help them heal and have a harmonious relationship, you may find, is walking away from certain facets of the relationship with them. You're going to have to hold space for some people who kind of have to walk on their own journey as you seek deeper meaning. JYM, we have the 10 of Pentacles for you, and you gave 10 CA, so this is a great sign. You're going to really step into a lot of wealth and money for yourself. So totally enjoy that, okay? Unica Simmons, released towards soulmate. Oops. Lessons between us complete. You will know if it's complete. It'll be a feeling. But I do have the Princess of Swords. So there's still new information about this karmic lesson that you're going to learn through this retrograde that will help you reevaluate and revisit certain things. Share holy and spirit of truths, energy focus. David Rocher, the Three of Wands, is saying you want to actually talk to the universe and take these intuitive truths and focus your energy on just postulating new ideas. Really brainstorm and see what you want to do moving forward, and the universe will definitely match you. Divine tribal soul, you want to love blast people. No matter how people come at you, bless them with love and start casting spirits away from them. Even if you look crazy, you have your eyes are open. So when you see the spirit of madness, when you see the spirit of evil in people, cast it out vocally. Be like, I cast you out and I give you my love, okay? And some people are going to be thinking you crazy, but you're actually doing high spiritual work, okay? Luminous orchids, what do I need to know right now? We have the Hangman. You're going through a transformative process. When you're going through the Hangman, it can feel like you versus the world. It's really just the ego death that's facilitating. Don't take personally any of the negativity you feel. This is just allowing you a different way, literally, to process the energy you're processing. Your supernatural power is evolving through this. This is you stepping out the cocoon. Nicole S., we have the Seven of Swords, and we also have the Chariot. So this is saying that you're going to have a shortcut to cut in line for that professional promotion or to seduce a prize catch. You have to be willing to use your expertise in subtle ways that give you the edge. So don't worry about the ethics. Definitely do what you got to do, okay? Because you're about to take a shortcut right now. Girlfish. We have the Sun. The Sun card is talking about great illumination and enlightenment. And this is going to allow you to step out and stand out. So the guidance for this eclipse is to really be positivity incarnate, and not just be positive, but radiate this sunlight energy and be happy and share your happiness, okay? David Rosher, what will produce profits first? Interesting. I want to say the energy focus, but there might be a little bit of a loss first. If anything kind of goes wrong, that's going to be the one that actually turns around positively. I met a row with him, but if not him, because he decides against it, if he decides to stay with who he's with, for example, someone else is going to come in with energy, who harnesses the energy he represents better than him. For you. Contemplating key, we have the Princess of Wands. So there's some excitement that's coming through in a powerful way that's going to be very, very, not only powerful, but also very fruitful, okay? And in ways that allow you to harness more passion. For Divine Tribal Soul, we do have the Devil and the Five of Cups. So be careful for falling for certain temptations, because they'll have you backtrack through habitual patterns that you're ready to move forward from. Davida Bailey, we have the Five of Cups for you too. So be willing to move on from what you might be mourning. I get for you, Davida, there's someone who's just a negative Nancy around you and they're just disappointed with something you've been doing. And you don't need that energy around you. I think out of kindness, you are letting them stay, but you don't have to really care. You don't have to feel bad that they're disappointed. Like, it is what it is. If they can't get over it, oh well. Nikki, what superpower should I be working on unleashing over the next 2 years? Your willpower. You have almighty willpower to a degree where what you intend and plan, you manifest. So you really want to work on the momentum you build when you start something. How do you avoid immediate gratification and just keep on carrying the momentum? Because the Chariot card is talking about you developing absolute control. Your superpower is the ability to control situations to your liking. And this has to do with your focus and not really getting distracted, okay? Tosh face, we have the Two of Pentacles, and this also comes with the Hermit card, but this also comes with the Nine of Swords. So keep in mind, you're working in private so that you don't deal with any negativity. Know that a lot of the hard work you've been doing has been generating some stress, but this is all paying off. And don't be afraid to invest in different income streams. Yeah, baby. Baby, baby, baby. Okay, don't be afraid to invest at all in different income streams, because this is definitely going to allow you to up your money in ways that give you different income streams. But also with the Seven of Pentacles, be willing to take patient what you're doing. Vicky the Dragonfish. We have the Ace of Cups and Justice. So you're going to go through a psychic breakthrough. If anything, there's new love that's going to spark in your life. And your heart is going to open in such a very profound and beautiful way. This new love is going to lead into bliss. So if it's a new relationship, this is going to really have a happily ever after effect. Really, this is just your connection to spirit intensifying and reaching peak level. Rebecca Resser, we have the Ace of Pentacles for you and the Two of Cups. So this could be a proposal. There's going to be a healthy new beginning to a relationship with someone who you share mutual love with. That's just going to be amazing. Magnifica 777. We have the Chariot. So selling the house will be victorious. You just want to be very assertive and hands-on and make sure there's no facet of it you're not focused on, okay? Fleshy bits, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Patience, it's 7 p.m. here. I feel like that's a sign. You really want to have patience through what you're going through. Not the patience where it's like, just wait until the next day. You want to have the patience of a farmer who's waiting for an apple to grow right. So it's not necessarily you waiting forever. You're just kind of letting energy grow. Nika, we have the Hangman. So as far as what to focus on, you have bliss and great energy you're stepping into, but you need to transform through your ego. There's certain facets of your personality that you want to allow to die. And don't take personal any negativity from other people. It's just them projecting on you. Dana Kingsbury. The cards that I have for you are the Six of Chalices and the Five of Swords. So there could be some fights with your soulmate that you're going to finally climax. And these differences between a soulmate and you will definitely be addressed once and for all so that you can move forward from them. Stay true, of course. Okay. Rose. We have the Nine of Pentacles. So Spirit's message is you really reaping a lot of your worth. Honestly, you're going to win the court case and have custody of your daughter, but this card is really more saying that you're going to step into more financial independence. And it's because of your ability to really be independent financially that will help greatly in this case. Khalil Lewis, we definitely are seeing a very positive extent of great energy that's going to bless you, but you want to let in this love. There's new understandings of how you open your heart that are going to take certain abstract concepts and make it very real for you, Khalil. So you just want to be receptive to these new ideas. Healing our world together. We have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is definitely speaking of your intuitive ability and faculty opening up to where you're able to reveal certain truths that you have not seen, but will now be made visible. So trust the signs you've been seeing. You're about to be led to the revelation now. Art is Sculptor 1776. We have the Magician. When it comes in reference to your job, you're on it. You want to use all your talents and skills to really finish whatever projects you have to finish, because this is really great for a promotion. I don't see a promotion really, but when it comes in reference to your job, you're going to use your skills to stand out. So this is a victory because you believe in yourself. You're going to be able to really help the company out with your skills directly. So definitely know you got what it takes. Anika Day, we have the Star card and the Three of Cups. Your friendships are about to rejuvenate, and you're going to make a friend with a literal superstar, okay? Really, you're about to make a really influential friend, and the friendship you have with this person is going to be more authentic and genuine, to where it's not forced. It's like you generally get along with this person. April Williams, your twin flame is the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is your twin flame. This is a wealthy pimp daddy boss. Okay, so keep that in mind. It's the card of Taurus. The fact that we pulled them means that you're going to connect with this person very soon. Shauna's view, what you need to know is that you're allowing people to share their opinion with you, where you need to tell them to shut the hell up. So certain people who your heart says to shut the hell up, when they tell you their opinion, tell them to shut the hell up, because they have no basis to even talk to you. Rio Calland, we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is saying, listen to the spiritual guidance you've been getting and apply them. You temporarily want to follow the status quo and conform because you're around people who can help you through that structure. Amanda Jackson, we do have the Knight and King of Chalices. So this is saying to really be receptive to the compassionate energy that is around you. And this is going to come through certain men who help to soften you up energetically and emotionally, okay? Susan Brigham, the Six of Pentacles is saying that with your twin flame, you both are going to balance each other out materially. And I literally just pulled this out as I said that. So it's like your twin flame has stuff you don't have materially, and you have stuff they don't have. And you're going to exchange this to where both of you kind of make up for what each other lack. Maybe you have a home and he has more money, or vice versa. And this is what's going to help really perfectly. Robert Gleamis, we do have the King of Pentacles. And this is saying that you're not only getting back on the path, you're shifting from not having money as much to being this very wealthy king, okay? So you're about to really experience this contrast from being poor to insanely wealthy. Stonerland TV, we have the Wheel, and the Wheel, if anything, is talking about fate. By you connecting to your destiny, you're going to enter a serendipitous series of events that open up what you're truly meant to do through the talents and skills that are evolving. Jasmine T, what's my superpower? We have the Lover's card. Your superpower is the ability to connect your heart and others' hearts with love. So you're able to charm and start relationships, but your superpower is the ability to connect your mind and your heart and be able to manifest on a very powerful level. Although it's less to do with manifestation and more to do with raising the vibration, you can get people to really feel the love with your aura, which can allow you, as you explore the upper limits, to seduce whoever you want. Ray of 1989, it's important that you draw the boundaries very powerfully with people around you, because you're going to be stimulating the dark forces that have attached to them. So don't tolerate anything from people. And yeah, Jessica T, we have the Hermit. Your superpower is that you're you and nobody else. The first one was Jasmine. Jessica, this one for you is talking about you having your own technique, okay? So with the Hermit, it's actually talking about you walking a very solitary path because you're able to see things in a very special way that are personal to you and that you have mastered yourself. So this self-mastery is your superpower because certain things can affect you since you have mastered strength and wisdom in yourself. What this means, Jessica, is that there's certain things that apply to just you, and they're going to be delusional or illusions to others, but it's real to you, and that's your superpower. Something in the system. The messages I have are the Knight of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. You want to multitask and get very productive. You can do multiple things at once, and you're called to do multiple things at once when it comes to making your living and hustling. This is going to be very nice. Rush forward to anything you want to rush towards. RJ Frantic, we have the Six of Wands, baby. Rush through the finish line. You're going to come into very, very, very great victory. Okay, and this is definitely going to allow you. What's up? What's up, son? This is definitely going to allow you very greatly to reap into the positivity that you have. Ooh, yeah, baby. I ain't playing with y'all. I ain't playing with y'all. Mm. Ooh. I ain't playing with y'all. Okay. Ifa Sale, we have the Hierophant. You're coming into higher knowledge that will be taught to you through very traditional means. And this is in an effort to very powerfully and positively step into greater order. So really trust this Pope energy that'll be teaching you profane wisdom. The Lib TV, the Princess of Pentacles, if anything, is an earthbound card. So it doesn't really say Aquarius or Sag. Let me pull another one. We do have the Magician card. Jacob, I wish we had time for a freestyle break, but I don't actually have much time. We have the Magician and the Fool, however. So I'm just going to say Sagittarius, to be honest. It's really neither. The answer is neither. It's you. But definitely, if you don't know what to choose, you will very soon. And keep that in mind. You really want to be personal with I get the sense that you shouldn't even make a decision, to be honest, because it looks like you have a choice, but it's going to really weed out to one anyway. Amy Stancliffe, we have the Princess of Swords. Any spy work you're doing is going to really key you into relevant information as soon as this week. Taurus, this channeled message is definitely speaking on you being in a position to very powerfully channel a lot more energy, much more stronger than you did. This is going to drain you and you might feel tired, but it's all good. The tiredness that you feel is just you channeling greater energy than you used to, and it's going to be replaced with greater strength. Gina Ray, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So you're definitely going to be gaining so much more money, and you're going to manifest the fruits of your labor. Welcome to financial independence. Shauna, we have the Six of Pentacles. So if you need financial assistance, it's here for you. Other than that, you may be in a philanthropic position to help donate money yourself. A Marshall, we have the Prince of Chalices. Okay. You should totally stick with your partner. And I mean, don't really tolerate abuse, but there's going to be a resparking of romance with this partner, and you want to initiate that. If that doesn't work, then leave. But there's the opportunity for you to definitely capitalize in that sense. Yvette, there's happiness in love for you. So much happiness that this will be the central source of your feelings, and it will come sooner than you expect. So you can totally look forward to that. Mara, we have the Chariot, which is you moving forward victorious. Just make sure you stay focused and you don't give in to temptations and distractions along the way. For Quartz Quantum, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Daily Laugh and T Rizzle. This is saying to be 100% patient. Whatever you've been manifesting is growing. You don't need to water it anymore. You don't need to really micromanage it. Just assess it calmly. Okay. Taurus, I gave you a channeled message already, by the way. Crystal Hansen, we have the Ace of Chalices, which is talking about brand new love. One moment. Alrighty, so we have the Ace of Cups. It even came with the Ace of Wands, so this is just new, exciting energy. Infinite Elaine 16, we have the Two of Pentacles for you. The Two of Pentacles is talking about productivity and stay busy. Make sure that every day this week you're focused on your work because this will multiply your income. Gemini rising, the Seven of Pentacles is saying it's worth it to wait for the old relationship and have patience in it. If you feel drawn to the new one, the message for both of them really is it's going to take time to develop and it's not going to be instantly good, okay? D, relationships with the Emperor is saying to take control. The Emperor is going to bring a masculine influence, but you also want to kind of embody this masculine sense and really have more authority you exercise, okay? David Rosher, we have the star card. So this is 100% healings. You want to focus on your twin flame and healings because this is going to give you the proper direction for the rest of the stuff. AZ, we have the Six of Pentacles. The energy of the eclipse for yourself is rebalancing and it's developing greater financial flow, okay? Lynn Zabel, the channel message for your divine masculine eyes you need to go back to the basics. You need to really restore the innocence of your connection and do all the stuff again that you did initially that actually got you to fall in love. So go back to the basics and the innocence. Do stuff that is less sexual and more fun, okay? Rena, do I need to move? The Knight of Wands is yes, 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 yes. Okay, and you're being guided to really be more deeply in your feelings towards the work. So yes, moving is gonna be great. You wanna really be more you wanna be more compassionate and let out your psychic energy. Brandon Martin, we have the Princess of Wands, which is really more so talking about you tapping into your inner fire, okay? So be ready to receive exciting news. And Shauna, we have the Empress. So enjoy your goddess energy. You're going to manifest a lot of abundance, okay? Triple Fire Tarot, we have the Temperance. So it's your divine masculine in you will be merging lifestyles. You may not come into union this month, but it's going to give you perspective of what in your lifestyle needs to be balanced so that it could support union. You guys stay blessed. And until next week,